Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Jairrod Burch, CEO and founder of Value on Purpose, Mr. Value himself, the influencer. I just wanted to come to you today, first of all, and say thank you to the 2022 Champion Comeback Summit team. Shay Brown, you guys did an amazing job, and thank you for the invite. I appreciate you guys seeing a champion in me to come and empower and influence and speak to other champions. I want to say that we appreciate every partner, every sponsor, everybody who had a hand in putting this program together. This was well needed. I want to jump right into the message. What are we talking about today? I want to talk to everybody who knows that they're a champion. Everybody who has been through things and you've come out on top. You didn't come out perfect. You didn't come out unsinged or no bruises, but you came out and you came out better and you came out with the victory. I want to talk to you today on the subject of how champions can identify the first real battle. How champions can identify the first real battle. I love movies. I'm a movie buff. And one of my favorite movies is a movie called Troy. Brad Pitt plays Achilles in this particular movie. And for those of you who have not seen the movie, this is definitely a spoiler alert. I apologize. In this movie, this is around the Greek and Roman era, gods versus gods, kingdom versus kingdom, king versus king, warriors versus warrior time. In this particular scene, I saw something that stuck out to me about maybe the third or fourth time that I watched it. Told you that I loved it. In this particular fight scene, two kingdoms are about to go to battle. One king comes into the middle of the field. The other one comes into the middle of the field, and they agree that we'll have our best warrior against your best warrior, and you guys can fight it out. Whoever wins to the winner gets the spoils. So what happens here is one kingdom and their king calls for their warrior. Their warrior comes out, calls him by name. He's standing head and shoulders above the rest. He looks like a giant, muscles everywhere, spear in one hand, shield in the other, and he's got a scar from combat on his face. He looks like he's ready. Everybody's egging him on his side, and they're ready. Our guy's going to win. So their king looks at the other king, says, "Your turn." He gives the famous cry, "Achilles! Achilles!" Silence. Nothing happens because Achilles is nowhere to be found. Once the other kingdom saw this, they start laughing. And the king says, "Well, maybe your guy got afraid once he saw our warrior." The king says, "Be careful who you taunt." So what he does is he sends for Achilles, but he sends a young boy. The young boy goes to find Achilles. He finds him, and he finds Achilles asleep. He's waking him up. "Achilles, Achilles, the king is calling for you. The king is calling for you." Achilles wakes up. He starts putting on his armor, starts putting on everything that he needs. He says, "You're needed in battle." And the young boy is talking while Achilles is getting ready. He says, "Is it true what they say about this man, that he is a giant, and he's going to win?" And he starts praising him and starts saying, "Achilles, if I was you, I would not go into this battle. I would be afraid." And Achilles is still getting ready. He's still getting dressed. And what he says to him after he's getting done, getting dressed, and gets on his horse, he says, And that is why no one will remember your name. Then he shoots off, goes to the battle, takes one hit, and he wins the war. So what are we talking about, Jairrod? How can champions identify the first real battle? Because when I looked at it before, I saw a young boy talking to an older, seasoned warlord. But when I saw it again with my champion view, I recognized that Achilles was not just getting ready physically for battle, but he also knew to stay mentally prepared. If Achilles was not just prepared physically, and if he wasn't already prepared mentally, he would have allowed the words of the young, inexperienced boy to get into his spirit, to get into his mind, and it would have defeated him long before he stepped onto the battlefield. What are you saying, Jairrod? I'm saying every champion knows that every battle starts first mentally. Your first opponent will always be yourself. Can I do this thing? Do I qualify? Can I really beat this? Do I deserve this? That's going to be your first real battle. You, yourself, how you think. And you have to understand that it is also the people that you allow to influence you. The people that you allow to pour into you, to speak into your life. Those are the people who are going to have the most impact and impression upon your life. Just because someone is your family or a close friend or someone that you may see as a loved one, just because they have some things that they want to say to you doesn't mean you take everything that they say just because they are a familiar face. I wonder how many people right now, including the ones that are watching me right now, listening to me right now, how many of you missed opportunities that you knew you should have taken because somebody who was familiar to you, close to you, had your ear, had influence, and they spoke and sowed bad seeds, negative seeds into your life. Some of them, it wasn't intended, but it still happened. Some of them, it was intended, and it held you back. When that young boy started to speak from his perspective, he was not seasoned. He was not a warrior. He was not a warlord. He was not proven in battle. Those are the things that disqualified him from even having influence in the ear of Achilles. Achilles already knew, I don't even care who I'm about to face. I'm not getting up unless I know I'm going to win. Every champion, not every challenger, every champion, because champions are proven. When I played football, we respected the people who had dirty jerseys at practice, scars and everything on their helmet. You couldn't say anything to us if you didn't have any dirt or mud or anything on your helmet. Or why? Because it let us know you weren't even in the game. Stop letting people who are not proven, who are not battle tested, who have not been through things and have not come out better. They might have come out, but they came out bitter. Stop letting those types of voices and people influence you for the worst. This message is for every champion and everybody who knows that they've been through some things in life, and it's time to make a comeback. If Achilles would have stopped right there and allowed the young boy, because if we be honest, most of the battles and the enemies we face don't come into our lives looking like a battle, looking like an enemy. The little boy came as who he was. But Achilles was battle tested enough to know, even though you're a young boy, I still have to stay guarded mentally first because I have a focus. I have a word that I use. It's called LIBO, L-I-B-O. What does that mean, Jairrod? That means lock in, block out. Lock in your focus. Block out distractions. This year is almost over. What are you going to do this year that's going to set you apart from a challenger to a champion? I need you to know that the first battle is going to be yourself. Am I qualified for this? Do I deserve this? Can I make this happen? Can I really start this business? Will people really support me? Am I really an expert? Can I really? All of those things will start to battle you first. Realize that your first enemy is going to look like you. It's going to sound like you because it's going to be you. It's going to be, can I overcome the things that I've been through, the mistakes that have happened, battles that I've made, years that I felt like I lost, and even some fights that I got knocked down. Those are going to be the things that you're going to struggle with. But it's one thing to struggle. It's another thing to give in to the struggle. So I want everybody, whether you are a business professional, whether you are in the corporate sector, whether you are an athlete, whether you are an attorney, college student, whatever it is, I want you to know that if you're hearing me right now, you have a choice whether you are going to be a challenger or whether you are going to do the necessary things to become and stay a champion. It's mental first. Those are the battles that you need to know and understand. They don't always come looking like battles. Your enemies don't always come looking like enemies. But stay locked in with your focus. Block out distractions, no matter who they are, what it is. This year, 2022, is your year to be a champion. I believe in you. You already know who this is. CEO and founder of Value on Purpose, Mr. Value himself, the influencer, Jairrod A. Burch. I'm challenging you to understand that you're a champion, but you have to know that every first battle begins right here on the battlefield of your mind. I need you to win that battle because there's a true champion inside of you. I'll talk to you soon.